Hello and welcome to another tutorial on Clear Analytics. In this video, I am going to talk about static data, how to import it, and how to use it in reports. What is static data? Static data is any data which is not present in a database. For example, a lot of data is created in Excel files. This data is often shared by emailing the Excel file or placing it in a shared drives. A problem with this method of sharing is controlling read-write privileges and ensuring that a user is working only on the most recent version of the file. Clear Analytics has an easy solution to this problem. In front of us, we see an example of such data, which is copied and pasted from the web, enriched and then saved. Here we see a table of historical LIBOR rates pulled from the web. We can add to it, we can save it as static data. Let me show you how to go ahead and do it. Let's click on this other pane. Let's click on the static data repository, and let's click the Add Query button. Here we see a list of tables of sales personnel with their ID, their first name, sales year to date, and sales territory. I will highlight the entire data set and click Update, and we see the column names have been transferred into field names with the relevant data type. Let's give it a name, sales people, and let's save it. Now, and let's close out of it. Let's open a new pane. And we created it in private, and we see salespeople over here. Now we click on it, and we can view the data, append it, and edit it. Let's click on View, and we see all the sales details. Close it. Click Append. And now we can add in a new field. So let's click 999 for the ID. The first name is John. Sales year to date is 99999. And the territory is Canada. We click outside the data set. We click Save, Close, and we view the data again. We see John with all the details. We can close it again. We can also edit the data. Let's say David, rather than working in the Northwest, we want him to work in Australia. There we can do that, and we can see that it shows us which row has changed. And Ranjit, we want to give him a good year, so rather than 3 million, we bump it up to 9 million. We click outside the data set, and we see that he's got 99 million of sales. We can save it. We can close it. We also have the option of editing the entire query, where we are able to edit both the data set as well as all the details associated with the static data query. We see that our edit of Ranjit also went through. Now let's say I want to give everybody a last name. So I can insert a column. We call it last name, and John we make Smith, Roger, Nixon, and Bush. And again, we highlight the entire data set, we update it, and we see the column last name is in there. So we can save it, we can close out of it. Now we created a salespeople in private. We can move it to shared or public. Let's move it to shared. So we just drag it. To shared. It asks us who we want to share it with. So let's say we share it with John and Jane and click OK. And now we see it in the shared folder, and we've defined who can see it. We can also place it in a report. We click on the Report Explorer pane. We click on Add a Report, and we call it Sample Sales Folk. And let's go to Shared, and there is our static data, and we save it, and then we run it. And the monitor shows us it is done. Come to the results. We click on Sample Folk, and here is our sales, and we can click there and double click here, and we get a field list where we can select which fields we want. Let's say we do not want the ID, we do not want the first name, but we want the sales territory first, so we can move the sales territory up there. We hit apply, and there we have a table with all our sales personnel details in it. So that concludes our video on static data. Thank you for watching.